Well, that.
Well, I
You
gently,
went over my head.
I gently,
Oh.
They go remind me.
1 second, I'm just kidding. Sorry.
their granddaughter's soccer tickets, they won on Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in 40 and their golden goals, they have a big soccer, league. They play for the league title or the section title, I guess, or they won.
Of the states or
I think they, I don't know if they have it soccer.
in their.
Yeah, I don't know if they
Yeah,
do.
that's a conversation.
I'd like to call this meeting to order on October 17th, 2022, 5 p.m. roll call. Councilor Kelly, excuse Councilor Bob.
Present.
Mayor Rosenquist, Chair Canales is here. All committee members have received a copy of the minutes of September 19th, 2022 Public Safety Committee. I'll entertain a motion to accept these. Motion by Councilor Bob, Mayor. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Carried. Item number 2, building inspector, the director, go ahead and give us your.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Monthly violation, the month of September. Proactive patrol, I'm assuming you guys want to copy this. 49 were identified, all 49 have been rectified. Citizen complaints for the month of November. The 21, 18 of them rectified, 3 are in progress. Year to date, those same. Proactive. Proactive, violations identified as 449 to date. 7 of those are still in progress and is being resolved. Citizen complaints to date, 144, and 6 of those are still in progress.
6.
6, yes. Then our permit schedule fees to number of permits year to date. As compared to last year, we're at 321 building permits where we were at 355 last year. So that's pretty close. Usually there was somewhere between 400 and 500. So we'll be around 400 this year. The amount of revenue off those permits is down a little. That's I mentioned before, we had a really big project in the file, so much finished last year. That accounts for a lot of that difference.
This is fine. I'm just reading the complaint report. Some of these are pretty interesting. Feeding wild animals. Andre, thank you.
Sure. You must make contact with the neighbor. I see the photo.
We actually addressed it.
I did talk to him. He said he was going to go talk to you. I don't know if he actually did.
Yeah, somebody knocked on my door. I didn't know if it was him, but we ended up, I spoke to people that lived there before and he said they had this just come in, so
Okay.
we did it. And then a couple times he's been by with a big thing. He's taking care of everything now, so thank you.
Sure.
Item number 3, police department. Chief,
Yes, sir.
how are you?
Okay, we discussed the numbers as always, right? And we'll certainly discuss any of those you want. The one thing that you guys asked me for, the mayor specifically wanted was to break down. If you go to of the speeds, you were looking basically for the speeds. If you go to that PPD monthly totals, you see that Okay,
3.2, item, document 3.2 in the folder.
all right,
Second page.
okay, if you go to the bottom where it says UTP breakdown,
Yes.
UTP stands for Uniform Traffic Tickets. There was 83 written, but if you notice, there's only one speed in zone, and that was written, if you wanted to know where it was written on Bailey Avenue, the school zone, it's 35 and 20. We spoke to the mayor, and I'd have to look at, this is just for the month of September, not for August, and I knew we had a number of complaints about speeding. I could go back certainly look in August and in July, but we'll probably encourage them to do some more radar.
In the future, we'll work on a year-to-date
Year to date.
for
Yes,
this as well.
yeah, and actually, I'll have Jared start from January of this year to see what the total numbers are for all of that. And that's, again, that's the location. And what I also learned is that you can't, some of these are handwritten, this ticket was handwritten. Some of them are in tracks, and that's in the computer system.
Right.
So to search this stuff was very hard to do, especially if it wasn't written in tracks. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna have assign the sergeant to have the officers, when they write a speed, to get a copy of the ticket. And leave a copy of the ticket in the folder so we can have it at the end of the month. So,
And what's the reason for the difference between handwriting and entering?
well, it's a system that's in the cars, and it's a lot easier, but someone would write it in hand if the tracks is down, the computer's not working, and they have to write it by.
And they don't,
But it's much better to write it in tracks.
of course, but do they write it by hand and then enter it into later when tracks?
I don't know that, I have to find it. And I honestly don't know if they do that or not, I don't think they do, but it may. I would check, I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't know the answer to that. But anyway, we'll get that straightened out. Now, does that work down the way you want it, Mayor, the numbers? Where it says the total number of UTVs, you just want to know the location.
Yeah, I'd like,
And the only way to know the location is to actually get the physical ticket.
Okay.
So,
yeah, and part of it is also, as a kid, it was a little frustrating to see one ticket.
Yeah, this surprised me too.
What's going, I mean, like, I understand there could be, the car could be out there and it's a turn, and I understand that too, you can kind of slow down and see it number. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, people speeding all over the city.
Yes.
Gotta address it.
Yeah, and it looks to me like in the field traffic advice, there's 15 tickets written, and that's probably stop signs and yield signs and stuff like that. Well, we'll get a handle on it and get it where you want. Any questions for anybody? I'll text you in the morning, Mayor, and then you over the PCS coming.
The other items in the police department section is the monthly payroll, which has been provided. As you can see, we're about 20% left of the year, 20% left of the regular pay. But then you're also noting that we're about, we're tracking a little over 100% payroll for overtime right now. Obviously, burning. So any concerns or any comments or reasons for?
Yeah, and as I said before, we were doing the budget, and you kind of see that keep going up until, we're down at least 6 people now, possibly 8 people, and we've only budgeted for 2 for the following year. So when you're down that many people with sick leave, vacation and all that stuff, I don't see that going down, to be honest, too. I really don't. I'm not gonna blow smoke. Everybody's down across the state. Can't find police officers to hire. They're leaving the profession like roads, and it's hard to get back. We just had a test, and I think there weren't that many that took the test.
And we have talked about transfers.
We got some interest.
Yeah, and we do, the comes down to civil service.
And then also, by transfer, it has to be in-state transfers, correct?
Yeah, out of state is,
Which becomes the problem, and that is the problem. You have plenty of people that will be interested in willing to move in out of state, but what who do they have to go to? Do they have to go to the academy again? There's been talk about, confirming their training out of state with ECJS approved training and doing a comparable and saying, well, you meet 95% of the requirements and qualifications for training, you just need to make 5%. The question that we have with civil service is, can we hire police officers provisionally? We can't if there's a list. We can if there's no list.
You know what, I think that's a political question that has to be broached at the county level, because the sheriff, I did hire out of state people. And I checked with BCJS and they said they need this, this and this. We give them that, we send them to an academy to get that, we're able to hire. So we didn't have to worry about the list. It depends on your civil service, wherever you're at. I think that's something you have to discuss.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Item 3.7, draft resolution approved contract with Elmore SPCA for dog control services for spray and abandoned dog motion by special boss, I think by the mayor. Discussion.
This is a required contract. The city is obligated to have this contract. Elmore SPCA provides this service every single year. There is no cost increase from this current year. However, this is next year's contract. So just keep that in mind as we go into budget season. Chief, stick around, please.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good.
All in favor of moving this to the regular,
Stick around.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, to the regular.
say aye.
Aye.
Opposed. There, draft resolution 3.8, authorized travel request motion by Mayor. Discussion. It's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, I guess the only thing and it doesn't really matter, but I just see those paper out of the training account, which makes sense, but I know, we've also talked about training sometimes coming from athlete seizures, is there a difference or reason?
There's very stringent rules around what we can and cannot use as a seizure for, and this is not something because it's already budgeted, because it's not an enhancement to the department, it's not something that can come out.
I'm sorry, so you want to talk about the,
No, we'll talk about that in new business.
All in favor of moving this forward, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed. There, item 4, chief.
Good evening. So EMS in fire calls. We're tracking where we want to be, a little high in our EMS calls, we've seen the volume uptick. That's following through month to month. Looks like we're right around 100 to 115 calls higher than we were last year. So we're getting more calls for service. Keep addressing that, keeping an eye on it, make sure that our trends are working right, not just from 1 year novel. Payroll and overtime, we're over on our overtime down in our payroll. Hopefully at the end of the year, this all works out as towards our personnel costs. As you know, we're down 3 positions in our field waiting for an exam from the civil service. And I've got people that are out with injuries at this point, 5. So, I'll hit the ones who, right now, I'm going to be bringing 3 back. I'm going to be doing things at work. Once they get cleared from the doctor, I still need return to work forms and things like that. So hopefully we'll get that and we can put them to doing all kinds of different things and working with mapping hydrants, new hydrants in place, things like that. It's easy enough for them to do. So that's it. So those. Fire call volume, we're all tracking the same. Our revenue generation is good. Obviously, over 150 more revenue coming into the city. All of ours, right? And that's what we want, right? We're gonna keep that going. So that's at. Any questions on anything else? Okay.
And can, for our own reminder, can you just remind us about false alarms, false calls?
Right, so
That too.
what we would deem a false call or a system malfunction is something where the alarm system is not acting on an environmental stimulus that it's supposed to. So, go to the college. Go up there and you find people are smoking in their dorm room. The system is acting as it should be, that's a false alarm. Once we start getting into system malfunctions, then what we'll start doing is involving the building inspector. We have not had a lot of those. A lot of times, if there's an issue, we address it on scene with the captain. Talking to the key holder, get it all taken care of. They're quick rectify. We haven't had too many issues. I think we've only had 3 or 4 times that we've had to contact you. Just to get a little extra push, make sure that things are being done right. That's it. We're gonna see, we aren't getting a lot of pull stations that are, that was a normal thing at college. Haven't seen that whole. Yeah, they call these from underneath the dorms. All of them, but the university police took care of that. They actually have something that sprays out and you see it on black light. So most people lose their tuition at home. So that's a bonus. You learn the deck gets around real fast.
That's great.
Anything like that, if we're having problems with multiple, with one room, continuously having issues with smoking or diffusing things that they shouldn't be diffusing things. University police is really proactive. So, and if you have a problem with the detector, they'll get somebody in to fix it right then. That's what the false alarm, you see that in the back, you'll see how they track. I know I gave a breakdown of it before, I can reissue that if you'd like. How we do our fire and security. Any further?
4.3, authorizing bond issuance to pay for the cost of purchasing their tax for the product bond motion by House. Last time, Zeppelin, discussion. All in favor of the support, say aye. All opposed. There any business to come before this committee?
Chief York would like to present a travel request to this committee. Please step right on up to the microphone here, sir.
Sure.
Two.
I didn't want to upset the mayor or his boss.
Thank you, sir.
But we have spoken to those folks and hopefully it won't happen again, but we have travel requests for 2 of our more gifted teachers and teaching. They have to take a standardized field striving test instructors in November. We were supposed to get this in before Thursday last week, but we didn't do it. They didn't do it. I apologize, but I'd like to get them to the training and you want me to put it, get the amounts. It's probably gonna, I don't know what the amounts are. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go ahead with, I'm assuming for the hotel and we have the training, we have it.
Okay, so just a heads up, that item will come, we'll send it out ahead of time, but that will come to the regular meeting for consideration.
Sorry about that. Sorry. Thank you, sir. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you. Are there any members of the public that would like to comment at this time? I heard seeing someone, I'll take a motion to adjourn, motion by Council by the Mayor. All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. 0, adjourned.